sovereignty, um, awakening, that kind of stuff, etc., etc. And then we realize that while we're meditating and when we're learning about ourselves, we realize that there are certain fears that we all carry. And these fears can be um, minor, oh gosh, where am I going to go for my holiday if everything, all the planes aren't working, that kind of fear, sort of first world problem. And then you can have some very significant fear. Like, for example, what's the thing that gives you security today in life? What gives you security? And you'll have to agree that most people will say it's how much wealth you have. It's how much wealth you have. That's what gives you security. If you've got very little wealth, then you are struggling. You have no security. And you're physically struggling. You don't have enough to eat. You don't have enough to pay for your energy. There are physical constraints to your survival, right? Like basic needs. Yeah? So I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about things beyond that. So we will realize that actually we have been created, or a situation has been created, or an environment and an education system that values certain things. And the most important thing it values is wealth. The bigger your purse, the bigger your bank account, the more you are revered. That's all there is to it. It's no wisdom. You got idiots who steal other people's software, brand it as their own, have no qualifications to be medical advisors, and yet are able to direct medical advice on the whole planet, right? So, because of wealth buys you position, wealth buys you people. People will do things they would never think of, but if the price is right, as Bruce used to say, all is good. All is good. Do you know what I'm saying? So you will begin to realize that, okay, all right, that's a fact. That's a fact. But what happens if you lose your wealth? What happens? What happens if tomorrow morning um, the local politicians do a coup in the country and said, everyone who's over 5 foot tall, we want you to leave this country in the next 24 hours. Can't take anything with you. Maybe 50 quid. Right? Wealth goes. Wealth goes. And once that happens, there's this huge insecurity. What can I do? How do I live? How can I pay my mortgage? But you realize the very thing that gives you security isn't in your hands. The most valuable assets that you feel you have are in the hands of a bank, on a plastic card that someone else controls. So you have put so much effort in your life to collect this wealth, and then you've given it to someone else to mine for you. How many friendly banks did you find during the crisis in 2007 plus? Every individual was made to pay so much more to make sure they were okay. Forgotten that. And yet, the most valuable thing we have trusted to these individuals. System. And if to make life a little bit more interesting, the entire system depends on fuel, depends on electricity, depends on your wireless systems, depends on servers located around the world. So, how much control do you have of your wealth? Think about yourself. The only wealth you can ever count on is what you have with you now. If your pantry is full, you're a wealthy person. Yeah? Doesn't matter about, you can only eat so much. You can only sleep on one bed. Do you understand? You're only able to do, you might have 20 bedrooms, so you can only sleep on one bloody bed. No? Greed. Greed because we are seeking security. And the thing that seeks security is in itself nothing more than the insecurity created by someone else. Your ego, your sense of self, that you need this to survive. And all the system is geared for you to have this to survive. Yet it's in someone else's hands. So the question is, who's in charge of your wealth? Number one. Second question is, if one was for just some random event, I don't know, solar storm, it could be anything, that disrupts your electrical system for a week, how wealthy are you in that moment? How wealthy are you? You're only as wealthy as what the food you have. And maybe in this country, toilet paper. Yeah, because you could be a baron. Yes, I own the whole supermarket. But so we've we are in such changing times that one should look at possibilities and probabilities. Not saying that things will happen today or tomorrow, etc., but things are so disruptive. There is so much change underway that in this change, one should be mindful of this. And I speak from experience. So the first question was, who has your wealth? Second question is, what do you do when the wealth is switched off? Well, we are the consequences of what that happened in Uganda and in Kenya back in the 70s. People were given 24 hours to leave their entire thing, home, car, dogs, workers, businesses, and get out. Or you were either killed, all your wealth was possessed, and loads of people came to Leicester, to Coventry, to London, Southall, a lot of Asian migrants. Because this bloke had a dream in which God told him, get rid of the Asians and you'll be rich. And so he got rid of the Asians. And as a result, the whole economy fell, blah, 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 right? Still recovering. And but that then created this crisis of refugees that came with nothing. Came with nothing. But what helped was community. What helped was each other. It's all right. I know I've only got one room, but tell you what, you and your kids can sleep here. It's all right. Until you find your way. Every human being has dignity. Every human being. And sometimes our dignity does not allow us to interact with each other. But if you have that understanding, we are all in the same boat, then you know this is the way forward. You assist each other and yourself in that process to establish yourself. So today, one of the most generous communities are the Asian community. Business, jobs, blah, blah, blah. The same community that 40 years ago were destitute. Yeah, did you? And before World War One, World War Two, similar. Now the migrants that are coming in, they're not coming here for a holiday. Do you know what I mean? No one does that. Only those people who have traveled, who have been through that trauma, can recognize what it means. But these guys have it so much rougher. So much rougher. They have to cross oceans. And a few die along the way. It's okay. Kids, children. I mean, you can't imagine the barbarism, the absolute callous inhumanity. And it's just trafficking people. People have become commodities. People have become commodities. So, yet these people will make their life. Guarantee you that. Because every human being has that dignity, provided you give them the opportunity. So, it's always useful to realize wealth can disappear. First, recognize what is your wealth. And I will tell you, it's not money. The only wealth you have is your health. If you're healthy, you can pretty much do anything. But if you're not healthy, you've lost everything. So, health first. Meditation is the wealth that leads you to the health. That's it. Learning this art, this skill, how to become present, maintain health. And health will take a different understanding for you. It's not having pains and all that kind of stuff, but a different understanding where you are in yourself, irrespective. A very healthier space, grounded space. And make provision that, you know what, connect with people who are able to see beyond the fear and the distraction. They're just able to see a little bit further. And if nothing happens, you can all have a laugh about it. But if it does, you can think, thought I might come here. Know how to deal with it. And then you deal with it, like we did with the whole madness during the pandemic. You deal with it. You do not allow the in your pantry and your health, right? And next, make sure, keep an eye on your wealth, the real stuff, right? Okay, so we'll go into a bit of meditation, if that's all right. And in this meditation, what I want to look at is the quality of our experience. And I'll tell you why. Because amongst all the change, everything that happens in this formless silence void space. Everything. And everything happens to a pattern. And everything that you are experiencing is a happening that you're not doing. Everything. When we become aware of this in its true sense, then we also have a level of confidence and trust, knowing all is as it needs to be. All is as it needs to be. To become in your own space to find that certainty. Okay, so eyes are closed. Pull your shoulders up, pull them back a little bit so your chest feels a bit open. And your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, unless you can't breathe in through your nose. In which case, you focus. You're allowed to breathe yourself. Sorry, you're allowed to breathe through the mouth. So as you breathe in, bringing your focus to yourself, okay? Sensing yourself. Notice your posture. And see if there's anything in the body that feels a bit dominant, like a pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch. Just so you become aware. Present to your body as best as you can. Then notice what's going on within the mental space. And then just a quick snapshot. How you feel at this moment. Just a snapshot. Okay. Next breath in. Bring your focus now to the place where sensations are prominent when the body makes contact with the ground or the seat you walk. So bringing your focus to those sensations, wherever the body makes contact. And then as you breathe in, bring your focus upwards so you become aware of your hips. This is a deliberate scanning of our body, becoming embodied. Next breath out, you bring your focus down your thighs. Again, take your time. When you get to your knees, you move down towards your ankles. Again, taking your time, scanning the back, scanning the front. Getting to your ankle. From your ankles, become aware of your feet. Notice the soles of your feet. Next breath in, bring your focus back to the seat. And this time, bring your focus to the ground or the seat that holds you. Notice how well you're supported. In fact, you're so well supported that even if you were to completely let go, you're not going to go anywhere. Held in place. And you will notice that the ground beneath you that holds you in place embeds you in the moment of now, in the here. And if you take a moment to just open your awareness to all the sounds around you, the sounds, the noises that you have awareness of can only be in the environment you're in. Once again embedded. If you feel warm or you feel cold or comfortable, that can only be experienced in the environment that encases you. Once again embedded. Embedded in the here and embedded in the now. Notice your back is straight and upright. As you breathe in, you bring your focus from your lower back, moving up to your middle back. From your middle back, you move up to your shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders. And as you breathe out, you bring this focus down from your shoulders to your elbows. Again, for scanning your top arm. And then from your elbow as you move down, scanning the forearms. Bringing your focus now to the palms of your hands. Simply becoming aware of different parts of the body as best as we can. Notice the fingers. And then as you breathe in, bringing focus towards your eyes. Notice that you have awareness. I say you have awareness, there is no you to have awareness. You are awareness. And you may have awareness of darkness, the back of your eyelids. You may even have awareness of thoughts. Recognize that. As you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften and relax, bringing your focus now towards your mouth. Notice the sensations within your mouth. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth, around your lips. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. And as you breathe out, allowing your face to soften. Next breath in, once again, become aware of yourself as best as you can. Notice any sensations that are dominant in the body at the moment. Next breath in, bringing your focus to your inner space. Moving away from sensations, begin to notice your thoughts. Where's the mind at the moment? What story are we playing? How does your mental space feel at this moment? Relaxed? Tired? Clear? Attentive? Next breath in, bringing your focus now towards your chest and settling your awareness in the center of your chest, on the surface of your chest. Then you begin to notice the movement of the chest, synchronized with the breath. Stay with the breath, stay with the chest. Notice how the chest moves out as you breathe in. And as the chest relaxes, you breathe out. Hold your focus there as best as you can. Imagine that you're breathing in and out from this part of the body. The in-breath enters your chest, the out-breath exhales chest. Notice the sensations around the ribs as the breath moves in and the breath moves out. And then moving your focus a bit deeper into yourself, almost the center of your chest, deep within your very core, the heart of you, so to speak. Hold your focus there for a while, waiting, waiting to notice how you're feeling. In this moment of now, how do you feel? Settled, unsettled, experiencing dukkha, suffering, or absence of suffering? Is there any fear, irritation, or is this moment calm? Is this moment pleasant, or is this moment unpleasant? Just this moment. How do you feel? And on your next breath out, opening your awareness to all the sounds around you. Allowing the sound of the bell to move you deeper into the silence. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting with your breath. Allow it to breathe by itself. And all you're doing is simply observing the breath moving in, the breath moving out. Holding your focus beneath your nose with a little bit of effort. Commitment to watch your breath. As you watch the breath, you begin to notice the in-breath moves in, the out-breath moves out. The in-breath has a start, a middle, and end. The out-breath has a start, a middle, and end. The in breath has a start, middle, end. The out breath has a start, middle, end. The in breath has a start and an end. The out breath has a start and an end. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath holds you in the present moment. Notice that the breath breathes by itself. The blood flows by itself. Everything in the body functions by itself, just as the breath functions by itself. Stay with your breath. Notice at the end of your out breath there's a tiny little gap. See if you can notice that. Notice how your breath feels now. Notice how it flows. Stay with your breath. Simply to be aware. Becoming aware of the sound of your breath. Focusing all your attention as best as you can. Trying to listen to the in breath as it comes in, trying to listen to the out breath as it goes out. Listening to the in breath as it comes in, listening to the out breath as it goes out. And you may find you hardly breathing. The intention is still to listen to the breath. Next breath out, that same attentiveness we open to all the sounds around us. Allow any noise to come to us. Gently bring your focus just beneath and just sit with your breath in silence. Notice the qualities of your experience. Is there silence? Is there stillness? Notice the absence of fear, of hatred, of anxiety, of anger. Notice the timelessness of this moment, how this moment gives rise to the next, all by next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your whole body as best as you can, allowing that stillness, calmness to be present in the body itself, sensing your body as best as you can. Notice you're still sitting in the place you began. Feel sensations where your body makes contact with your chair, your seat, ground. You can sense your thighs moving down from your knees to your ankles, deliberately holding your focus at your feet, moving to the soles of your feet, coming back to your seat. Take a moment to notice the body as a whole, the back being straight and upright, shoulders still relaxed, as are the arms and the hands. Eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, and your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now, as the breath comes in, we allow the breath and we notice the sensations in the body. As the breath goes out, we notice the sensations in the body. Breathing in, I sense my body. Breathing out, I sense my body. Almost like the whole body is breathing, allowing every pore in the body to inhale and to exhale. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes.